Welcome to this daily guided meditation practice. This is the Attentive Mind. My name is Nathan, and I'll be guiding you through this meditation practice today. You have found yourself a seated position that is both sturdy and comfortable. And your eyes are either closed or open. And if they are open, your gaze is directed softly, yet clearly downwards. Take a deep breath in through your nose and gently release it out your mouth. And do it again, in through the nose and out through the mouth. And one more time, and make this the deepest breath you've taken all day. And just begin to let go of the to-do list. You can pick it up later. Leaving alone the problems of the day. Leaving alone the memories and the things we've done. And just settling right here. There's nowhere to go. Nothing to do. And there's no one to become. Just resting right here. And you may notice that thoughts continue to arise. You almost can't help but to think about your day, think about your problems, think about this and that. So instead of keeping our attention situated with thoughts, situated in the head where the thought factory is, we're just going to bring our attention to the breath. So just find the breath wherever you feel it the most, and gently follow the rhythm, the rising and falling sensations of breathing. And see if you can just watch this without being distracted by this next thought. Have I just interrupted you thinking? If you're normal, I probably did. But this is okay. This is expected. Our attention habitually goes to the head, and that is okay. But we don't have to keep our attention there. When we notice that you're lost in thought, we just return to the breath. Nothing fancy, nothing serious. When you notice that a thought has taken you over about planning your future or worried about the past or the future or whatever, just return to breathing, rising and falling. Come back. Come back gently to the breath. Let your awareness land with the breath like a feather, gently landing on the counter surface. Easy. Notice how it feels. That you are somehow above your breath, looking down at it. That there is somehow a center from which you direct attention. Usually we feel we are behind the eyes and in between the ears, looking down, pointing like a spotlight towards the breath. See if you can just change the view without even really understanding how you do this. See if you can move away from the head and into the breath itself. In other words, gently bring this view of being a spotlight in the head down through the neck, into the upper chest, and into the breath. Know the breath from the breath, not as a separate object of awareness, but as awareness itself. Breathing, knowing, breathing. And if you're trying to think about this or understand it, you will miss it. In fact, you may be confused. Know the breath as the breath. Allow the center of your awareness from which it is pointed be as the breath. What do you discover? Okay, you can look at the screen. I started this whole attentive mind thing Because I discovered during my journey, or non-journey, of Zen and practicing meditation, that it's extraordinarily accessible for everyone. It's not, meditation usually is seen as a spiritual, esoteric, strange thing to do. It's like, oh, he's that guy that meditates, or she's that girl that just talks about spirituality all the time. And I find that unfortunate. Now, a lot of you don't like the fact that I try to remove the spirituality or the beliefs of souls and stuff like that away from the practice. But I do that not because I don't believe in them or anything like that, but because it's not necessary. And when we remove the spiritual stuff, which isn't necessary, this practice becomes available for way more people. But if we keep it spiritual and have these ideas about Akashic records and going to the center of the universe, or finding your soul and breathing your life, and energies and chakras, it's just not available for people when this practice is so simple, especially in the beginning. So I decided to call it the Attentive Mind. And if you're new, you'll think, oh, it's meaning attentive, like somebody who can really pay attention to the moment or pay attention to whatever they're doing. So I'm being a little sneaky with the name. I think it was Sri Ramana Maharshi, a great Indian meditation master, I would say, and he died around 1950. But he was asked once, if you can sum up your entire teaching into one word, what would it be? And he said, attention. See, the problem that we face in life isn't so much a spiritual one. It isn't so much one of the soul. These are the words we use, but it's not necessary to believe in those things. It's just that our attention is habitually here. Our attention is usually obsessed with the words that are going on in the head. The dissecting mechanism, the map-making machine. We're always having our attention here. And because of that, we only see our thoughts. We're always seeing our thoughts. So we're not actually in contact with reality, with our experience. Thinking is a description of reality. It is ideas, it is opinions, it is beliefs. It's like a map. The map in the territory. A map of New York City is not the same as walking the streets of New York City. You have a map, and it's just a description. And you can make it very, very detailed, but it is in itself not the city. In the same way, the menu is a description of the dinner at a restaurant, but it itself is not the food. But we spend our days eating the menu, thinking that that is giving us food, and we complain that we are not full. It's because we're doing it wrong. We're so attached to this description mechanism that we don't see reality as it is. We don't see our experience, our first-person experience. So the attentive mind is just a call to bring our attention away from thinking, knowing what it is like to not consistently be lost in thought. And then, of course, we can move on from there But in the beginning, for most people, if we can just learn to leave thinking alone, not stop thinking, not shut it off or change it, just leaving it alone, bringing it to the breath, bringing it to sounds, bringing our attention somewhere else. This is the beginning of practice. And then as you notice, at the end of every practice, the last 5 minutes or so, I always point you into real practice, which is the investigation of I. Because to give the show away a little bit, this I that we feel to be with the story is thinking. It's just thoughts. It's a personality, a character in a story that we create. And it's the source of our suffering. It feels separate and alien from experience. So, attention actually is awareness. But because we have been taught to pay attention, it's the best, in my opinion, the greatest way is to tell people, bring attention downwards. It's about our attention. But then we find out that there is no pointer, there is no thing, there's just awareness. But of course, that comes with time. So, the attentive mind is not about paying attention more. It's about an investigation. And it begins by learning to leave thinking alone. So don't get confused about me saying anything against beliefs. I have nothing against belief systems, but there is literally no room for that in this practice, because this practice isn't about beliefs. It's not about believing in anything. So I don't mean to offend anyone about their beliefs. You can believe whatever you want. You can continue to believe what you believe. But this practice has nothing to do with it. And this practice is about leaving thinking alone. Learning to be free of thoughts. Not shutting them off, not pushing them away, but learning to come back to our senses. Literally. Thank you for your time today. Sorry for my rambling, but as always and without exception, I'll see you tomorrow.